Alrighty, we are at the studio for And Here's Modi, another episode. Yes, Periel is here, Leo's here, and what more do we need?
What more can you want?
What more can you ask for? This is what the audience loves, and we love the audience, and we've been hanging with them in Houston and Austin and everywhere. The fans of the podcast have been coming up to us. We love it.
Really? At the shows? That's so cute.
Wait, can I open up with a really funny story that happened last night?
Yes.
I went to visit a friend in a hospital, and it was Lenox Hill Hospital, which I haven't really been to in a long time. And why?
I was born there.
You were born in Lenox Hill Hospital. Oh my God. So the corridors are very, very close. It's not like a big NYU where they built it on the highway where they had room. This is probably was an apartment building. So the corridors are super close. And they have stuff, the machines, the beds, the nurses stations. And so when someone's being wheeled back to their room from a procedure, you have to get to the side and walk by. Anyway, so I went to visit my friend, and then I went to the Bikur Cholim, the Bikur Cholim, which is the pantry of Jewish of kosher food.
Okay.
Every hospital has one. You go if you find out where it is, and then you get that there's just a Hebrew written Bikur Cholim, which means to visit the sick, but it's also just a broader thing of the Jewish place does that. Whatever you need Jewish is there, and food, warm food, cold food, all kinds of food. And there's a code in Hebrew letters, like what numbers, like Gimel is 3, and
Okay.
Anyway, so
you went to go investigate the Bikur Cholim.
I went to go investigate the Bikur Cholim. I'm standing in the hospital corridor, and they're wheeling this woman in. She's like in her 60s. She has a mask on and oxygen on. She has the oxygen tank by her leg. There were 5 different machines she's plugged to, like the heart monitor, something else, and like a car battery. Like she's completely wired up. And I'm leaning against the wall, and they're bringing her back from whatever procedure she's having, and then she recognizes me. But she can't even she just goes,
She probably thought she was dying.
So I go to her, Shabbat Shalom. She goes,
Could you imagine? I would freak out.
I mean, literally, if she wasn't wired up and magical, let me get a picture. Let me get a picture. She'd have been like,
so funny.
Yeah,
it's probably true. She thought she just got to the gates of Jewish heaven.
I like that. I'll go with that. No, the poor thing. Look, they were bringing her back from God knows what.
What do you mean? You know how thrilled these people would be if they get to heaven and they see you. You're the first person they see when they get there.
I like where this is going. I'm completely okay with this. But we do have a chelik in Olam Haba. We have a portion of the world to come as comedians.
Yes.
So we definitely will be up there greeting all of you that are nice. Those of you who aren't nice on YouTube and TikTok, we will not be seeing you. Yeah. And if we do see you, Leo's going to give you it right across your head. Yeah. Personally going to smash you right.
Take my halo and smash you on the head with it. And then you could come in.
Speaking of halo.
What?
No, nothing. Like a prayer.
Yes.
Oh my God. Okay, we need to discuss.
Okay, yeah.
Let's set this up. I had a few bits I wanted to put on tape, so I went to the Comedy Cellar to pop on, and found out that during this past weekend, Madonna came in
with
Amy Schumer. Amy Schumer came in with Madonna, and Madonna went on stage it says no gossip. This is all over the papers and everywhere. Yeah. So it's not like Lashon Hara, and it's not telling information what's happening at the Cellar. And Madonna went on stage with a notebook full of material she thought was going to be unbelievably funny.
Mm-hmm.
So, sorry, just pause. She went on at the Village Underground, right?
She went on at the Comedy Cellar on McDougal Street.
My God. Okay, so just to reiterate, that's like max 100 people, 120?
125, I think, packed to capacity. And it is packed to capacity.
Every night?
Every night.
Every single night.
And even though there's food, and a lot of food, the comics don't feel it because the wait staff is unbelievable and they are stealth. They're on another level of wait staff. But Madonna goes on and this is Madonna, and we need to discuss who she is in a minute, and the fact that this thing happened. And I spoke to comics that were in the room, and imagine someone saying, ladies and gentlemen, Madonna. The room How like, yeah, okay. Like they thought maybe an impersonator, and you never know anymore from what the visual of Madonna is today.
Yeah, you could put a lot of people upstage and be like, this is Madonna.
It's Madonna. No, actually, it's Bob the drag queen. So she went on and with a notebook, and she was going paid.
So this was not
by
like a
page.
whim on a whim. She's like, you know what? I'll go up there. She had a notebook.
She's done
She was
it
ready.
before.
Where?
At the Cellar.
You're kidding.
This is not the first time.
No.
No.
What's her deal? I thought maybe.
She wants to. She likes to do stand up. She
Well,
Go
Okay.
ahead. But anyway,
So-
go on.
She went up there and she bombed. It was like she bombed.
Oh,
The Comedy Cellar, I don't know if you guys know, when you get to the Comedy Cellar, there is always a chance a huge celebrity is going to go on. Jerry Seinfeld, Chris Rock, Louis C.K., Modi,
Dave Chappelle, Ray
anybody could
Romano.
pop up there and do a few minutes, and you, so it's an element of the show. Now this happened in the middle of the show, which means people saw the first part of the show, and the rest of the show was Madonna not really doing comedy, just bombing.
how did she stay up for like a
So
very?
for 40 minutes.
40.
And those of you who don't have ever performed or been speaking, 40 minutes is
An eternity.
a lifetime. It's a lifetime. And the audience was like, okay, first of all, at the Comedy Cellar, when a celebrity goes on,
Your phones are all away. Also, key point.
the audience is it's obviously the best place for for anybody to go on because the phones are away. There's no taping. There's
It's the Yankee Stadium of stand-up comedy.
100%, but it's also a private.
Yes.
No one's taping you,
Yeah.
you know, and no one from the club is gonna be like, page 6, Madonna did comedy. No one's doing that at the comedy. It's a safe. It's a real safe space for comedians.
Yeah.
It's a real safe space for comedians. So she goes on, and at the Cellar, when a celebrity goes on, the audience loses their mind. You just like, you feel a craze. Oh my God, Jerry Seinfeld. Oh my God, Chris Rock. Oh my God. And then they collect themselves and like, what are they gonna do? Like
Yeah.
what's they want to hear comedy and what they have to do.
Yeah, they want it to be funny.
Right. And it wasn't funny.
Right. So let's discuss that. You have a night out on the town. You're like, we got tickets to the Comedy Cellar, hot commodity, not easy tickets to get.
Correct.
You're like, I want to come laugh. Are you taken with the novelty of being like, oh my God, I saw Madonna try to do stand up to like make up for that? Or are you
For
like
5
pissed?
minutes, you are.
For
Like
5 minutes, you're like, oh, this is cool. But
Yes.
then 35 minutes later, you're like, what is happening?
Correct.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought.
By the way, why did no one give her the light?
Because she's
you don't
Madonna.
get the light. One thing I will tell you, celebrities do not get the light. It's not, it's
Could you imagine someone off stage just like, come
the
on.
worst
folk."
they can get, the worst they can get is the MC standing in the doorway.
Right.
But they're never going to get a
Who
light.
is hosting? Do you know?
I don't know.
Okay.
But so now that's the conversation we're having here. Would you, if you had the opportunity to have a night of comedy, you see,
Keeping in mind what we mentioned in like one of our last episodes, that we're in the outliers of people who consume comedy. Like we see a lot of comedy. The average person maybe sees comedy like how many times a year? They go out on the town.
Here's the thing. First of all, I think that for those of us who are not like in the know, when you go to the Cellar, most people are doing 15 minutes. And then if somebody like huge, like Chappelle comes, yes, they don't get the light. They'll go on for as long as they want. However, if you're not Dave Chappelle and you're Madonna and you're not a stand-up comedian, it is, with all due respect, pretty arrogant
Well,
to be
so now-
doing 40 minutes.
I'd like to chime in on this conversation.
she keeps people waiting for.
Go ahead. When I see my audience and we're running late, 15, 20 minutes late.
We're
because
not running late. They're running
They're
late.
running late.
Just to be
Right.
clear.
The show's running late.
You guys are never running late.
We're always
We've
there.
been at the venue.
We've been at the venue. We've done sound check. We're having our meal in the back, and we're not late. But the audience is coming late. Some people come on time, and now they're waiting over an hour for the show. And I'm like, well, we're 20 minutes. We're 20 minutes behind, and I feel like they're fidgeting. You know, I have a great playlist, and where did they park? Is
You're
it
very
raining?
conscious of it.
This is a woman who can keep a 30,000 seat stadium waiting for 2.5 hours with no air conditioning. She has no problem with that.
Yeah.
So for her to keep 125 people
Captive.
I heard that the biggest laugh and the biggest applause they got was she finally closed the notebook. When she finally closed, like, I'm done. She ran through all material. I heard it was very, very dark. It was talking about, well, I don't want to talk about what she was talking about, but that's not right. But no, it's not.
Okay.
It's not. There's a reason she did it the Cellar. Maybe these are topics.
I think it's different that she is not a stand-up comedian. She is Madonna. She's a legend. She's a living legend. But like, unless you are like a heavy hitter, like in the comedy world, to go up there and just like hijack the show is pretty crazy.
Go to Club Cumming and sing for 40 minutes. You think it's fine?
So now let's discuss the audience. The audience now can say, we went to the Comedy Cellar
for the rest of their life.
Madonna came and she bombed and it was like a horrible show. No one's saying that.
False.
They're gonna
bullshit. They are saying that if she had gone and done 10, 15 minutes, even if it wasn't amazing, even if she wasn't super funny, I think that novelty of, oh my God, it was Madonna. But now she's done 40 minutes and it wasn't funny, and that's the story.
But no, the story is anybody in that room, anytime the word Madonna comes out, even speaking of Madonna, speaking of Madonna, oh yeah, like a virgin, oh, like a prayer. Did you say prayer? Speaking of prayer, Madonna once came into the Comedy Cellar and I saw her do 40 minutes of bombing and 40 minutes of stand-up. First of all, if you say that I was at the Comedy Cellar and saw Madonna do 40, you better have on speed dial whoever you were there with.
Yeah.
Be like, Billy, were we there? Like, yeah, he were, yeah. Because it's a crazy story to have. It's an insane story.
But this just goes back to like my not ultimate fear, but just like when you reach a certain level of fame and no one's there to tell you no.
Yeah.
And you are just become so detached and floating in this alternate plane of reality where like she doesn't see anything wrong with what she did. And I mean, I'm not saying there is something wrong, but like there's no one in her life telling her no, being like, hey, maybe keep it short or don't do this at all.
Yeah, nobody's saying that. Listen, maybe it's true. Maybe when you get to Madonna level fame, you can do that. And that's just the end of it.
I'm going to agree with Leo on this. I think it's very important to have somebody that says no to you.
Yeah.
Because you could, at that level, especially at that level,
you could spin out.
Hey, get a camera crew there, bring this, tape that, hundreds of thousands of dollars. And like, I want to do one bit about this and that. You need to have someone who's completely grounded and more in touch with the world and more in touch with how they can already see the finished product too. Yes, artists go, in the recording studios, when they do their recordings, they riff and they go crazy, but it's set up for that. But I'm just like saying.
But then producers go through those riffs and be like, yes, no, yes, no.
The same way that nobody told Michael Jackson that he shouldn't have little boys sleeping at his house. Or nobody told Harvey
That was a hard
Weinstein.
turn.
That was a hard turn.
It's the same thing that nobody's telling these okay, you want to even not say that? No doctors are telling Michael Jackson they're not going to perform plastic surgery on him or give him propofol every night.
If anyone wants to give me propofol, please get in touch. Info at
talking about more on a creative base. I once did a music video for somebody where it was I did it as a favor, and it's like it was pretty bad, and I was like, I was in it, and I was like,
it was a cameo.
It was a cameo. I did an appearance in it, and it was something you can tell that this person thought through, and no one said to them, no, you're not this. This is not you, and it's not great. It's like, but I did it to, whenever you can do something so that when you can't, you can say no. And it's like, you never did anything for me. That's a piece of, wait. So can we? If we're done with Madonna,
no, keep going.
I did forcibly insert a Madonna remix into your pre-show playlist just so that I can hear it on like theater sound systems.
And we've kept it. And it's really good. It's how where's it from?
It's from the movie Deadpool, which is a Ryan Reynolds like superhero movie. I will tell you the name of the track.
It's choir sings.
It's
like a prayer.
It's like a prayer choir version from Deadpool and Wolverine.
It's so amazing. And we played in the theater, and it's very like gothic, like
When
like,
you call my name.
yeah, like a choir singing it, and the whole audience is like shaking. And the people in Houston were like, "Wow, we never saw an audience put together." Then I have a funnier song afterwards to like, because it pulls them together. It pulls them together.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Okay, we're here for a moment. Shut up, everybody." And then we have a funnier song, and then we start the show. And Leo's been getting better and better and better and better. And the introductions of the shows, I'm telling you right now, folks.
Madonna with her watch her back.
Exactly. So let me give you my Madonna stories if I can. Okay, two good Madonna stories. Once at the Kabbalah Center, they taught some piece of knowledge, and then they said to break into groups. And I was in a group with her, as I was friends with her friends, and we were sitting there, and we were having a discussion, and I remember saying to her that I felt Los Angeles was like a desert, so the energy there is slower, and she goes, "No, it's not." And so that was that, and that was my big
Words of wisdom from
Madonna.
Madonna.
No, it's not. And then one time I was performing at the Kabbalah Center, and she was in the front row. I was killing, and then I had this joke about performing in Florida, doing the Florida circuit, and I turned to Madonna. I go, "Have you ever done the Florida circuit?" And she's not going to be like a bitch about it. She goes, "No." I go, "Well, stick with it. Eventually you'll get there." And she cracked up, and it was cute, and that was our moment, and that was it.
Well, let me ask you this. Would you guys tell her to wrap it up and not do...
If I was her, yeah. But then you don't raise to the echelon of like inner circle entourage to that person if you are saying no. So I would weed myself out years ago, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Which I'm not ashamed. Maybe it's a character
If you're
flaw.
in
No,
her
I think
inner
it's a good
circle,
thing.
if you're in her inner circle, I'm sure she has people who tell her, "No, that's not okay."
I'm sure the only people who tell her that are her kids.
I don't know.
Anyway,
But I was very excited to see her there. I happen to like Madonna a lot.
I love Madonna.
I love Madonna.
She's like
It's
the OG.
Totally. She was my hero growing up. And the only thing that got me as excited as seeing that she was at the Cellar was that she posted a picture of herself with Stephen Klein, the fashion photographer, and he was rocking a big Jewish star.
Oh wow! I know Stephen Klein. Yeah. So I'm now at the comics table.
Yeah.
Of course, this discussion is happening a day after, and then I go, "This is a legend. This is a true icon."
Yep.
Paved the way before social media, and they were like, "Yeah, but no one under 30 kind of knows her. No one under 20 could." The comics were vicious. Like, guys, this is Madonna. This is packing arenas.
Yeah,
let's
be real
You
for a
better let's
second.
be real. It's end of the day. This is Madonna. So that's that.
On the same note, I had to kill like 15 minutes in Midtown-ish Manhattan yesterday, and I walked into a Barnes & Noble, which I have not... First of all, I was like, this is still here? And it was so crazy, but there's people in there shopping, and very like slow, like at an appropriate level for a Barnes & Noble, they were playing Do You Believe in Life After Love by Cher. And the way every single person in that establishment was mouthing along or singing out loud, I was like, damn, Cher really went off with that. Like she did that. And she didn't come out with that track until she was in her 50s.
Way later. Yeah. Way later.
And it was just like, that is a jam.
She's a legend.
Cher
And
is
I
legend.
think Madonna could probably do another concert and another album. I think she has that in her somewhere. I don't know.
I've never seen her live. I wish I would have.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I haven't had the chance to. I don't.
You guys are going to get your gay cards like taken
Not you
away.
guys. I've seen her. Are you crazy?
you
Not you guys. I saw her live.
I wish I could have seen like Confessions on a Dance Floor Madonna, but I think I missed the boat.
I think I saw her when I was in my 20s in Paris live, and then I saw her like in the past, like I don't know, whenever she did the Brooklyn at the at BAM, I saw that. It was better.
Right.
Yeah, but
I'd like to move. Speaking of iconic women, can we discuss the inauguration?
yes.
Can we discuss Melania? 10s across the board. I want to clap from Melania Ivanka killed it. That green, it was green. It was frum, and it was chic, and it was amazing. But Melania slayed the hat.
You like that hat?
So I call it the Oy vey hat. So if you're wearing like the hat, right? So it's like a long brim hat.
Yeah.
It really looks like one of the chassid hats. It's called the Plachkete Bibber hit. There's a special hat that looks just like it. But I call it an Oy vey hat because if someone says something crazy, you can just, instead of the camera catching your face, you can just go, Oy vey, Oy vey. You just put the brim down and your entire face is hidden. When Donald Trump said we're going to rename the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, Hillary burst out laughing.
Yeah.
And Melania just put the hat down like, okay, that's what he wants to do that right now.
Said Oy vey.
Yeah. It's an Oy vey hat. Oy vey.
To go through a historic televised event and not let anyone see into your eyes spiritually and energetically is so witchy and so powerful. Such a crazy move for her to pull off, but she did it. She was like, I'm here, but I'm not here.
She killed it. We now know that everything, every inauguration that's going to ever happen, they always go through the last, here's the looks that all the first ladies pulled, and here's the da-da-da-da that all the first ladies did, and no one's ever topping this, ever. And I believe that there has to be gays in her life to pull that outfit together and that hat and the makeup. There's got to be somebody gay there making sure this is going to be amazing.
Yeah, it's like Billy Porter.
But whatever. And then I look at the other side of the dais of the inauguration, and there's no gays. Kamala has no gays. Hillary has no gays dressing her. I said the only one who might have a gay is Michelle Obama, and her gays said, "Don't go."
Do you think that somebody pitched Melania that hat? Like, do you think she had the outfit and they're like, and she's like,
No. She spoke.
I read a whole thing about the Milner who made the hat.
Please.
And it first arrived, it took him like weeks and weeks to hand make it. And then it arrived damaged. And then he's based in Miami. He like hand drove a new version that he had to make in like 3 days to Mar-a-Lago. To her stylist, who then took it to her, but he said he never met her directly.
oh my God.
You know who began as a milieu?
Milner, how do you say it? Milner?
Milner.
Oh, okay.
A hat maker. What's his name? Halston.
Oh, right.
Really?
That
began-
series was so good.
That was such a great.
Austin was so good.
Yeah, but he began making women's hats, and then it blew up into more and more and more. And but I mean, wow.
Yeah, that was.
But she, I'm sure, spoke with whoever she spoke, and she says, "I want to be."
So she has
there."
people telling her no.
Yeah. No, she's someone
Channeling
him.
it.
So I said, you can tell the quality of a woman by the gaze she keeps. You can tell the quality of a woman by the gaze she keeps. And my heart goes out to any woman who doesn't have gays in her life. You have no one to check in with, no one to get an opinion from, no one to get a compliment from. You're raw dogging life with a straight man. Do you know how harsh that is? It's so harsh. You have to have gays in your life. And so she definitely told him, like, she gave instructions like, I want to be there and not to be there. And she was that.
And they were like, I got you.
Yeah.
Like, I know exactly
That was
what
exactly
you mean.
what you
Killed. Oh, wow. Bravo. He was so God. Oh my God.
And you liked Ivanka's getup too?
I love Ivanka. I love Ivanka and Jared. It's just I'm just obsessed with them. I think they're amazing. I'm not, everybody's like crazy Trump. But Ivanka and Jared, I believe I'm a fan of.
By the way, I heard a long time ago that people were complaining, they're this, they're that, but I heard that they were the ones who kept Trump sane. They're like, you have no idea what would have been going on if Ivanka and Jared weren't around.
Right, but that's not reassuring because then you're like, who's actually at the wheel here?
It's reassuring to me. You have to.
That's not how the presidency works.
Yeah,
like,
well,
don't worry, Ivanka was there.
Well,
Like
that's
we
how
didn't vote for Jared and Ivanka.
I didn't. What's that?
Whatever. Maybe this is too political science for everyone, but I'm almost sure that's not how the presidency works.
I was
Not how
saying,
it's supposed to work.
I said, this is the first election that everybody's asking everybody else, who'd you vote for? Like, you never, ever do you have an election where people are like, it's such a personal, private, the whole thing about being American is you choose who you vote for. No one needs, there's a curtain, you know? And people ask me, who'd you vote for? I said, Sky Rizzi. The moderate to severe plaque psoriasis medication. Because when I was watching the campaign, you know, when they were well, one was campaigning, one was in a courtroom. But while I was watching all of this, you know, you see the immigrants coming over the border, you see the groceries, the inflation, and then you see the Sky Rizzi commercial. And everybody's happy and it's sunny and the kids are running through the field and hiking and biking and that's what America should look like. Interracial couples bringing food over for dinner. That's Sky Rizzi. Yeah.
Hilarious. I told everybody I wrote Cat Williams in.
I would love Cat Williams as president.
He would be amazing.
He would be amazing, amazing. But it's pretty crazy, the whole Elon Musk stuff.
Yeah.
I was waiting to see if we were going to bring that up because I don't want it to like suck up a lot of time. But
Go for it.
Yes or no Nazi salute?
I don't think so.
Yes or no Nazi salute?
Not.
Wow.
Same. So like, first of all, at the risk of sounding extremely stupid, which I do all the time on this podcast.
False.
I feel like, because people pointed out like he was wearing a hostage dog tag and he's visited Auschwitz, so like he can't be a Nazi. But I would argue like an egomaniac like that can kind of straddle both worlds and like understand the body language that like comes from like a dictator kind of thing. Like, I'm an oligarch. I'm doing this like body language that I've seen in history. And like, maybe he's not doing it from
an actual Nazi. And look, I'm not like a fan of Elon Musk in general.
The thing that kind of solidified this, because I really wasn't sure and I was so topsy-turvied by it. I saw they were debating this on a news show, and the news anchor said, okay, if it wasn't a Nazi salute, then do it right now on live TV. And the guy wouldn't do it.
Okay.
And I was like, No,
I don't think that that's that. I mean, you can say that somebody said some like racial slur and it be debated, and then they say, well, then you say it. It's like, well, no, I don't want to say it, but that doesn't mean that that's what he did.
So when I finish my shows and I put the mic down and people are clapping, I always do like this. I was like this, my heart. Thank you all so much.
Yeah.
My heart. I always do that. That's because like literally my heart's like throbbing. I'm in love with everybody in the room, like that. It's not one hand. Okay. Second of all, with Elon Musk, first of all, let's take this with a grain of appreciation. The first time Donald Trump got into office, his bestie, his good friend, was the MyPillow guy. This is a big upgrade. This is a very, very big upgrade. Okay, and he's excited, and he's a little, what is Aspergery or autistic, all that.
That's first of all.
So he's okay, and let me tell you something. Trump is going to do and has done good things for the Jews, but he also has a base that's white supremacists.
Yes.
And they have to feel represented. And so yep.
That is an insane thing to say.
They need to feel represented.
And you think that's what Musk is there for, to make sure
they
the Nazis
all celebrated and they couldn't have been happier. So imagine, everybody's happy.
That's insane.
What you just said is insane, Modi.
So I'm allowed to say it. I'm allowed to say insanity. So on that same day is Elon Musk earlier in the day doing a gesture, which really, again, we watch the news with no sound. So when I see him doing this, it's him saying, I know all the pornography you're watching on X. That's basically what it looks like to me. Okay? And then he brought the hostages on. He brought hostages onto the platform that a few hours before Elon Musk did this. So everybody feels represented here.
Oh my God.
This is absurd. I'm sorry.
No?
I just think that it was a really stupid thing to do. And I really hope it was not a dog whistle to these maniac, like far right
who use his platform.
Yes.
Have you been on X recently? It's insane.
Yes, I really hope that it's not that. I do think that like Nazi is like a really loaded, heavy word. And is it like, again, I'm not a fan of Elon Musk. Is he really is he really a Nazi? Like, was that really a Nazi salute?
I don't know.
Isn't he like hanging out with like
in my
Ben
mind,
Shapiro?
again, I always try to think about what's happening backstage over there. So I'm sure he said to Trump, "I'm gonna do the thing like my heart goes to all of you." He goes, and Trump's like a Nazi salute, and he goes, "You're gonna do it?" I don't know yet. I'm gonna be in the moment. And I'll feel it out. And then later in the day, Donald Trump's having lunch in the Congress with Chuck Schumer, and he goes, "Did he do it? Did he do it? He did it. He did it. Okay, he did it."
All right, enough about Elon Musk.
Why don't you guys weigh in?
Let us know
what you think.
I guess I just feel like if I was a white supremacist and I was watching that, I'd be like, I'm going to take that as a win for me.
That's a fair point.
Do you know what I mean?
That's a fair point.
And I watched later in the day when he had the hostages on, and I felt that was a win for me.
Right.
Well, we're living in the upside down, topsy-turvy Alice in Wonderland.
There's an expression in Kabbalah called mati velo mati. I'm not going to get into it now, but it's something can exist with another thing existing that completely contradicts each other.
Do we have any questions?
Wow, wait, that was good. I think I said that over really well.
Would you like to say something else over really well?
We'll take this moment to thank our sponsors, A&H Provisions, the most delicious glot kosher food meats that there is. Kosherdog.net is the website. Go in there, get some stuff, get a lot of stuff. If it's your first order, get a lot of stuff and use promo code MODI and you get 30% off. The food's delicious. It's from a factory that's beautifully kept and pride is in there. Also, Whites in Luxembourg, the law firm that not only does well, they do good. Super philanthropic and big collaborators of the podcast. Thank you, Arthur, and thank you, Randy, for listening to it and telling him what we talked about.
And the website for that is whiteslux.com.
Move on to the next topic now. What do we got going on next?
We do have some questions.
Please.
Okay. You want to start out with light, or you want?
I don't know. Throw something at us.
Go ahead.
Does Leo ever plan to convert?
No. Next question.
No.
Does Modi perform weddings?
Yes.
Officiate?
Actually. Funny you should ask.
I don't do weddings. There's every kind of, I'm above doing weddings. Unless they call with the price tag. And they're Jew. It's a Jewish wedding.
Yeah.
It's like that's a Woody Allen shtick. But we did a wedding in Monaco. I wasn't there to perform. I was there to be a part of the wedding. I did the blessing. Not officiated, but I did the blessing.
Want to know. Do you officiate?
I do it now only for family and friends. But I have a license from the state of New York to officiate at a wedding, and I know the entire ceremony, and I'm a very good mesader kiddushin, the person who puts in order the kiddushin, which is the service in the chuppah. So the price is right, yes, I do it, but the price is very high, and unless you're family or friends, so my niece's weddings, all of that I do, and friends I'll do, but go ahead, next.
Worst Jewish food? What's the worst Jewish?
Pacha.
Who?
Pacha. Pacha is the most disgusting thing that has ever
What's
been.
that?
And there's people that if you ask them what's the best Jewish food, they're going to say pacha.
What's pacha?
Pacha is something that I guess Hungarian Jews, I think, eat. It's, or maybe just Hasidic Jews. It's a jelly that's made out of the bones of it's disgusting. And it's such a delicacy. And you see when people are served, they go, "Oh, we're having pacha tonight," and it is the most.
I'm gonna vomit.
No, you would vomit if you saw it.
Oh God!
Imagine. Like, did you ever see when gefilte fish comes in those cans with that glop? That glop. Now that glop with like a meat thing. It's so gross. It's so gross.
Why?
People are gonna freak if they hear that. My mother's pacha is the best pacha in the world. I can't believe you never heard of pacha.
It's like jelly. It's like Jello.
It's kind of like an asambuco. It's like the ankle of the. It's so gross.
The ankle.
Something. It's yeah.
Ew.
It's so. Yeah. Okay. Next.
Okay. למה אתה שולח הודעות באמצע הלילה?
What?
The person's asking, why are you sending messages in the middle of the night? And that's responding to the viewers, to the people who DM us. I don't touch my phone during the day. I don't look at Instagram.
Turn your notifications off.
No, it's because we're in New York.
Yeah.
Oh no, but I do. If I'm answering, if I can't sleep at night, I'll go to the sofa.
Yeah.
I'll look at the last things we've posted and answer almost everybody. And if they write in Hebrew, I answer in Hebrew. Sometimes I just write directly in Hebrew, and I write. But that's when I do it. 3 a.m, 4 a.m. That's when I write back to all the.
Well, I
DMs.
probably posted this question prompt and it popped up in their DM, but like.
That's what I thought. That I thought they're in Israel
Yeah.
and they saw this in the middle because you're in New York. And
Yeah.
anyway,
Sorry, we're on Eastern time.
And also, why are you on Instagram in the middle of the night? It's like it's waking you up.
Maybe
No,
their
if I'm fully
notifications
up.
are obviously not set properly.
Austin, again, please.
Austin was great.
Austin was amazing.
How was Austin?
It was so crazy. We got there and they haven't had snow or a cold front in 25 years. And we got there and the day before
The schools were closed and everything was
That's
got
right.
there.
I saw something on Instagram. You guys were stuck in the airport, or
We weren't stuck in the airport. We got there on time. It was just cold. It was 35 to 40 degree weather. They didn't know what to do with themselves. They were expecting snow. They were expecting an inch of snow, and all the schools were closed.
Oh, you're
And every
kidding.
business was closed. And we went to the Equinox, and the stores that were next door to the Equinox were all closed. And the Equinox said, we might be closing early. And it
was like, meanwhile, the sidewalks are like bone dry. There's like sun.
It was a dusting. There was a dusting in the middle of the night.
serious?
And they were ready to close. Luckily, everybody showed up, and it was great. And the
Yeah.
show was great. And Austin's a vibe. And it was at a comedy club. So it was like even more intimate. And like every joke just popped and popped and popped.
I was obsessed with that picture of you with the cowboy hat when you were little. What is that? Why are you?
I found that.
Why are you wandering around Israel at like?
It wasn't
40?
Israel. It was in America. Here's people who are like a little bit older are going to remember this. So back in the day when you bought cigarettes, you could peel the back off and you get that. You collected points.
Marlboro Mile.
It was the OG frequent flyer Marlboro coupons. And if you collected a certain amount, you sent it to where the catalog was and you got a bag. And the bags are amazing and we still use them.
Yeah,
we have them in the
got
house.
Marlboro bag.
Marlboro bags were amazing. But there were also cups and there were hats. And there was a cowboy hat you could order. Now, my father owned gas stations. Or worked with gas stations. So they would sell cigarettes, and from the carton itself, so we had crazy amount of points.
So it was a I can't say it.
Marlboro
It was a
hat?
branded cowboy hat. That's amazing.
But I ripped the Marlboro off, and so
Even at that young tender age.
that young tender age, I took it off, and I just I had a little cowboy hat.
That is unbelievable.
That's where that hat's from.
It's
I wish
the Marlboro Man.
Oh my God! Could anybody who's listening to this, if you have anything left from the Marlboro era,
Yeah.
send me pictures.
Or send it to our P.O. box.
Yes. Oh my God. But the bag we had is a bag that's we still use it. It was made
a
like
duffel bag.
It was a very like the Marlboro Man, the camping. You remember this?
Yeah, of course. I used to send them in because I
Yeah.
used to smoke also.
Yeah, and the T-shirts were amazing.
To collect the musk, but your dad did it. This was when you were.
Well, my dad, they would give him so he would sell a carton, and from the carton you'd get like the points from the carton, not from the cigarette. Whatever. We had a lot of points. There were a lot of gas stations.
And also, your mom used to smoke.
My mom
right?
used to, yeah. But she didn't smoke Marlboro. She smoked Parliament.
Distinction.
Yeah. Yeah. Big distinction, yeah.
Come to Panama.
Okay.
This one killed me. When are you coming next to New York?
Girl,
Like,
look at me. We did 3 shows at the Beacon Theater in December, 3,000 seats each show, and you missed the boat. And it's going to be a minute until we do it again. So
Unless we do a pop-up.
Yeah.
And then just make sure you got that.
make sure you're on the email list or you're in Modi's broadcast channel on Instagram so that if we do a pop-up in the comedy club somewhere in the city, because those go in like hours.
My mom came to so I did 2 shows in Houston. And one of the shows, we had to cancel a show on Wednesday because of this threat of this ridiculous storm. So they canceled that show and they moved it to Friday. So the Thursday show was packed, and as it was a sold out show, and so was Wednesday, but they had to move it to Friday. So half the people asked for their refunds.
Fair.
Which is fair. We love you. I got it. You weren't planning on a Friday event. It was a Wednesday event. So whatever you had going on Friday, we got it. And Shabbat and whatever, we love you. And I'm glad you got your money back. And it was a smooth transition. I walked on and made Kiddush. I walked on Friday night. I made Kiddush. We had a great time. And then I did the show and it was great. But the room was like half empty.
Okay.
And my mom was at both shows.
She was?
Yeah, my mom loves to see who came and who's on her guest list, and she loves that stuff.
So cute.
And the energy of the second show is even better than the first show. Even it was like a third the people. It was litty. It was lit.
I love that.
It was great. It was great. Houston's fun.
Somebody wrote kishka. What does that mean?
Kishka is something you eat. It's also your interns.
Ew. Entrails?
Your intestines.
Okay, I thought that like maybe I was missing something. This is, I think you guys have addressed this, but I'll read it to you. Was your relationship difficult and challenging coming from totally different backgrounds and age differences? If yes, how did you overcome it?
I feel like in the gay world, the age difference isn't as much of a thing as in the straight world. So there's that. And then I feel like I'm kind of mature for my age and you're kind of a youthful spirit. So we meet in the middle.
Oh, youthful
if that makes sense.
Oh my God.
And also in terms of like the different backgrounds, I mean, like that's so many people come from different backgrounds and end up in relationships together. I don't know. And it was never,
People don't really
don't
understand.
overthink it.
But this was also, you had this list of an idea of who you wanted to meet, right?
I said I wanted someone funny, I wanted someone spiritual, and I wanted someone who was culturally different from me in a way that I could like learn and grow from. And I got an Israeli Jewish comedian.
Period.
So it seems like the answer to that question is the actual opposite, that it was quite enriching.
Intentional.
What?
It was quite intentional.
Yeah.
And the differences are not even the religious and background stuff. The differences is I see everything is going to be amazing. It's going to be wonderful. I love everybody. I trust everybody. And he's he's got his 2 eyes. Rottweiler is like, I'm not giving it up right away into this person. Let's see what happens. And that's a very important. There's somebody saying no. There's somebody saying no, and for the right reasons. And and that's good. But that's
what you are. You're more.
I don't know if I'm the bad cop here.
Not the bad cop, but more. I don't know. It's not bad cop. It's not good cop, bad cop. It's.
I trust my gut. I trust my intuition. It's usually right.
And I'm too
Sometimes
trusting.
I'm wrong, but I'm 95% of the time right. So.
That's a good thing.
And he loves when he's validated on it. He loves.
I don't need the validation, but I do like it.
He does. Yeah. Like when he calls out someone as a this is bad.
Yeah.
They're not good. This is not going to be okay. Da, da, da. And then we meet somebody else who worked with that person and said they were horrible.
Yeah.
I worked with them. They were disastrous. And like, oh, okay. So I wasn't wrong. I knew.
Yeah.
To
I go
avoid
back
that.
into my files and I go, yes, correct.
Yeah.
But we'll meet someone and I'll turn to you and I'll go, I smell crazy. And then something will happen months later or sometime later and I'll be validated and like.
Yep.
Yes, I've bared witness to that.
I've bared witness to it many.
And you want to know why it works? Is because I'm also crazy. So I don't claim to be better than thou or whatever, but it's because crazy recognizes crazy. So watch out.
That's funny. Do you have any moments that you'd like to oy vey about? Which
Oy
we want
vey.
to introduce this this new segment.
Yeah, I guess.
What new segment?
There's a segment of what's the podcast called?
Las Culturistas.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where they go, I don't think so, honey.
I don't think so. Right.
And they go off about like something that they're over.
Okay.
So
They're over it.
we were talking about borrowing that sentiment, except that ours would be like an oy vey. And I mean, I've had a few.
Let's have yours. What's your oy vey
No,
moment?
you guys go first.
No. You brought it up. You go ahead. Tell us your oy vey.
My oy vey moment is people asking when we're going to do New York, and you just did 3 shows at the Beacon Theater in New York.
Yeah.
That's oy vey. I'm like, oy vey. Please sign up for the email list.
One of my oy veys is the news, which we don't watch. We do not watch. But everything, when I do get thrown into it, like I was in someone's room and I saw it was on it, everything sounds like it's the end of the world.
Oh,
everything sounds like it's the end of the world.
The media's doing it. It's like it's the series finale of America.
Yeah.
They are working.
Everybody calm down.
Yeah.
Everybody calm down. Sky
isn't that, it's the
Sky
series
Rizzi.
finale.
It's a series finale of America. What are you guys doing? Everybody calm down.
It's pretty deflating to watch that stuff. It's garbage. It's toxic. I don't watch it.
I don't watch it either.
I don't watch. Do not watch the news, people. Get your headlines from somewhere, but do not sit there and just have that. They keep it on and just looping and looping. And the next hour, the next person comes on and gives the same stories and their opinion and their spin on it. It's really awful.
The only thing that I watch on the news, and this takes an emotional toll too, is what's going on with the hostages.
Right, but that I get from Instagram.
Yeah.
I don't watch. I don't put CNN to see what's happening with the hostages.
Neither do I. Neither do
I have
I.
all my. I watch all the hostage, all the bring them homes, and all of that to see what's happening. And every night when I put my phone down, I pray and imagine and almost see me picking it up the next day with like 4 released today.
Oh.
And sometimes it happens. And sometimes
That's a good note for us to end on. And then we will do some clips that I need you to do for promo.
Okay.
Thank you so much for tuning in. We have lots of tour dates coming up. They're all at modilive.com. If you don't see one near you, sign up for the mailing list because we're always adding dates and we're about to add European dates. So if you're in Europe, stay tuned. My email is info@modilive.com. Thank you all very much for listening.
Thank you all very much. And be the friend that brings their friends to the comedy show. Get some tickets to a comedy show near you, close to you, somebody you know, buy them tickets. Everything's on modilive.com. That's creating Mashiach energy. And thank you all for listening. Thank you to our sponsors, A&H and Whites in Luxembourg. Thank you all.